Guys, we need to talk about PlayStation again. Okay. And I know I hear you. I hear you in the background. You're like, do we really have to? Do we actually have to? Yes. Yes, we have to, boys. So there was a recent comment that was made by the former Blizzard boss. Okay. You all know who that is. I believe it's Mike Ybarra. And he brings up an interesting conversation that we kind of had last time, but I want to have it one more time and kind of expand upon it because we found out more information. All right. I told you guys what's going to happen once they announce the removal of the physical discs, right? What's going to happen? Once PlayStation and Xbox, by the way, feel like that they own you, which is more so PlayStation and Xbox because Xbox right now is they're about to get destroyed by layoffs. Like there's rumor on the street that by next week Monday, it's going to be a bloodbath. We're talking thousands of people across all studios. It's going to be really bad. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you guys want to see more content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join me every single day 9 p.m. over on the main channel where you can catch me live every single day 9 p.m. Eastern. I hope to see every single one of you there. Now back to the main video. So as of right now, Xbox, their booty hole hurts a little bit. But PlayStation's feeling really confident. PlayStation's feeling really strong. They got Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out, and they just feel like this is it. Like, this is their time to completely take control, and it's time to enact communism, right? It's time to be freaking full-on communist in the PlayStation ecosystem. So, I told you guys that the moment they said that they were going to remove physical media, that two things were going to happen. Number one, the price of the hardware was going to go up again. But that was mainly going to be due to the fact that they're hoping that they can maximize profit by utilizing GTA 6 to sell hardware at a premium price. Same exact reason why Xbox is raising their price in August. Same exact reason. They're getting ready for Grand Theft Auto. They want to sell as many Xboxes as they can during the holiday season at a new maximum price that is specifically being sold for Grand Theft Auto. Like that's what's happening, right? PlayStation, I feel like it's going to do the same thing. But the other thing that I said was going to happen is that since they feel like they own you and they feel like they can take advantage of you, this is the same company that has variable pricing on their store, charging you more money during sales if you are somebody that invests in their ecosystem versus somebody who doesn't, who gets to pay less because they just, they're trying to get trapped in PlayStation. Now we're at the point where there is talks that this is going to happen, which is exactly what I said. Sony has discussed the potential future PlayStation Plus price hikes. So it's coming. It's coming, boys. The PlayStation Plus price hikes are coming, and it's the same thing. Literally the same exact thing that Crunchyroll did. If you guys remember what Crunchyroll did, Crunchyroll doubled their price once Funimation was gone. Funimation ended up going away. Crunchyroll felt like they won the battle. And the moment Crunchyroll won that battle, they announced the next day that they're doubling the price of their subscription. Doubling. Not like raising it $3 or anything like that. They pretty much doubled their subscription price when that happened, right? Same exact thing is happening here, right? And it's so ironic, man. It's so ironic because they'll try to tell you that they're giving you more value, right? They tried to tell you that by removing yeah, I know it's owned by Sony. That's what makes it even extra ironic. That's how you know it's going to happen with PlayStation Plus. But anyway, that's besides the point. It's ironic because they'll tell you that they have full plans to like offer you value, and they're going to this is why they're taking away games on the PC platform because they want to offer more value to their people on their platform, and that they're going to monetize their own platform. This is what they said. This is what they said many times, right? they are absolutely going to tax you. They've already been taxing you. If you're a PlayStation Plus user, it's fine if you are, whatever. I don't judge, but I'm just saying, like, they've already been taxing you. Every failure that they had on the live service element, which, by the way, those failures on the live service element, that shit has been happening for years. They've already been taxing you. Every time they raised the price of PlayStation Plus, they did it like, what, 3 times in a year? Bro, what kind of world do we live in where they're raising the price of these subscription services 3 times in a year? It's because we're in the world where people are really docile. People are really docile, right? People just want to be left alone, and people just want to be able to escape. And, you know, after coming home from a hard day's work, you know, working 8, 10, 12 hours, whatever, like, people just want to be able to escape, and they're very docile. So these companies are pushing it. They're pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. Every failure they have with a live service video game, there is almost always some follow-up of a price hike increase on PlayStation Plus. Have you noticed that? Bro, Concord failed. They raised the price of PS Plus. Marathon failed. They raised the price. They're going to raise the price again. It's crazy. Horizon Hunter Gatherers, that terrible video game that's about to come out next year, when that game fails, not if, but when that game fails, you'll have another PlayStation Plus price increase. When that game and Fair Games releases and they both flop, the PlayStation Plus members are going to pay the price. People think I'm joking when I say that, but that's not a joke, bro. That's not a joke. Look at the timing behind every single failure, and then look at the timing of every single price increase. It is almost always identical. Almost always. It's going to happen again. The Marathon tax is coming. The Concord tax you're still paying for. The Marathon tax is on its way. And I guarantee you, these 2 future live service video games, when they flop, the tax for that is coming as well. It's crazy, man. And Xbox is doing the same exact thing. Although now, because they're in such a bad position, they decided their way of taxing you is lowering the price of Game Pass to something higher than it was before. Not much, but it is. It was like $22 now. But they took away Call of Duty from you. They took away major value. You can say what you want about Call of Duty, but getting it for, you know, quote unquote free was a major draw for a lot of people on Game Pass. They took that away from you because they realized they couldn't afford to pay it, which is hilarious, right? So they're constantly taxing you for all of their failures. All of these studios refuse to stop. And then what's even sadder is that Sony especially has doubled down and said, yeah, well, we're going to keep doing live service games. We feel like that's the future. We feel like that's the future. We feel like that's what people want. We feel like we can revitalize the industry with live service games. Bro, what? Revitalize the industry with live service games? Now, what does this ultimately mean, right? This means that when you move into a digital world, now it gets to the point where anybody can fuck with you, okay? Anybody can take away your content. And like I told you the other day, this is now becoming a battle of who you trust with your money for the product that you're supposedly buying, right? Quote unquote buying. And I understand people are going to be, out there saying pirate, whatever. You want to pirate? Go ahead. I'm just talking about people that are looking for a platform. You now have to decide which platform is more trustworthy with your digital media. And that's kind of what this guy is saying. You need to establish a digital promise for consumers. The issue is that digital media and digital reliance has far outpaced digital rights. We don't even have basic digital rights, and we went from full physical media to partial digital media to full digital media. In 2 more years, it's going to be only digital media. We went from that to this with almost 0 basic digital rights. So we saw the entire evolution of physical to digital media, and within that entire time frame, we barely have any digital rights whatsoever. Barely is the key word. That's how slow the legal system moves, and that's the biggest problem that people are going to face in this new world where they're going to be obviously, focused on digital media. And I'll be honest with you guys. And I know people are going to be like, you're a Steam show. I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm having a real conversation here. Steam, whenever they had a video game that was taken off their store because it was banned, or they lost the license, or they had some sort of issue or anything like that, they never once, at least not for me anyway, they never once took the game out of my library. Never. You can't say that for PlayStation. Xbox, I don't know, because I don't use Xbox like that. I don't remember hearing anything necessarily about Xbox like that, but I could be wrong. But like, once you have it, you have it. And it never leaves your library, even if they take it off from selling. You know what I was thinking about playing the other day? Hold on. I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to show you exactly what I fucking mean right now, boys. Hold on. Let me see. I don't want to talk shit. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, so let me see. Okay. So you cannot get, right? You cannot get Transformers War for Cybertron. Right? Hold on. Yeah. You cannot get Transformers War for Cybertron anymore on the Steam platform. That is one of the greatest video games I've ever played. That fucking game is fantastic. Transformers War for Cybertron is fantastic. You can't get it anymore. You can't get it on Steam unless you buy the key from a retailer who has the key and they're selling it for like $300 or something like that. Right? I was thinking about doing a Griffcast stream where I specifically played Transformers War for Cybertron because people, you can't buy it anymore. Obviously, you can emulate it. You can pirate it. You could buy the key if you want it on your platform, but you're going to pay a lot of money. I was thinking about playing that shit and calling it like, I don't know, Relic Media or something. Like basically playing video games that people can't play anymore. Or can't buy anymore, specifically, right? I was thinking about doing that. And the only reason why I can do that is because Steam doesn't take it out of your library. They don't take it out of your library. I can still play it like as if it still exists, you know? So that's why when I tell people, yeah, delisted games, lost media, something like that. When I tell people, this is when you have to pick and choose now. Because I've seen PlayStation literally take things out of your account that you paid for, and there's no way for you to get it back. You don't get a refund. You don't get a credit. You don't get anything. They just flat out take it away from you. And all the money that you spent is gone. And they're like, yep, well, too bad. You felt it. You know, it's like, too bad. You get nothing. Right? At least at the very end, I can say that for right now, Steam has not done that and will not do that. Probably so long as Gabe is alive. But I'm pretty sure even after that, they won't do that. I'm pretty sure. At that point, they have my trust. But even so, this is why like this particular comment's so important, because we're now in a world where you have to start playing the trust game. You have to start deciding instead of deciding like what platform you want to utilize because you like that platform. Now it's got to be, what platform do you trust most not to fuck you? You know, that's like, how is that an enjoyable experience in buying video games? And the answer is almost always going to be PC. I'm sorry, it's just the truth. It's almost always going to be PC. On the consoles, they're very closed in, right? On the consoles, they're extremely closed in. They don't have nowhere near the amount of video games. They're extremely closed in. They want to play that exclusivity thing, and they want to charge you to play online. They want to get you in the subscription service and all that stuff. Wait, how much is War for Cybertron Violent City? Did it go up to $800? Are you serious on that? $800. Oh my God. Oh my God. Jesus. I'm not surprised. Wow. So for a key for War for Cybertron is $800? Oh my God. Yeah, guys, that's not worth it. I mean, the game's amazing. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. The game's amazing. It absolutely is. But wow, that's crazy. Anyway, all right, that's besides the point. That's crazy. So let's kind of go into his statement and just kind of see what Mike Ybarra had to say. But yeah, I think that this is like, it's just so sad that we are now at this point where you have to play this game instead of just focusing on the game itself. You have to like double think or triple think about where you want to buy it, where it used to just be so easy, right? Like just pick your platform of choice, and play the video games that are available on that platform. Now, it's like, yeah, well, if I buy this video game, are you going to take it away from me 10 years later when I want to show my kids or something? Right? Imagine like a family man who says, I want to show my kids this game, but then I bought it on PlayStation and then Sony feels like they want to take it away 10 years later. Now I can't show my kids. Like that kind of fucking sucks, you know? I got video games, bro. I got video games since like 2005 and 4, actually. Maybe even earlier than that. I'm trying to think because my Steam account was from 2004. Trying to think. I mean, I might have, yeah. I mean, anyway, the point is, I got super old video games. Anyway, so let's talk about this nonsense. So it says, former industry leader Mike Ybarra reckons platform holders have a lot of work to do before they're ready to ditch physical games and force gamers into an entirely digital future. Based on a lengthy post of social media, sad to see this happening across the entire gaming industry. I guess it was going to happen at some point, but I didn't think it would be this soon. You need to establish a digital promise for consumers. We can't live in a world of fear if our games will work in the future or not. You owe everyone a clear vision for a digital locker that gives us confidence our games are actually our games. But they're not, though. They're not, though. That's the problem. If you're not on the PC platform, they're not your games. Obviously, like if you're on the PC platform, I'm not going to mention what ways there is, but there is ways to get around the Steam DRM. There is ways, right? You don't have those ways on PlayStation for the most part, unless you're willing to really fuck with the system. But then you'll just get bricked. Like Nintendo. Nintendo's out there bricking Switches for having certain accessories plugged in that aren't their own accessories. So, but there's ways. You know, there's ways on the PC platform to ensure that you own these games, even if you buy it on Steam. So, but anyway, we can't live in a world of fear if our games will work in the future. You owe everyone a clear vision for our digital locker that gives us confidence our games are our games. You don't just get to turn the games off. I get the multiplayer games are different from the single-player games, etc. And again, I agree. It's like, I almost wonder if we get to the point where, let's say, I don't know, let's say PlayStation decides to come out with a statement. After all the backlash, they decide to come out with a statement and they say, listen, guys, our promise to you is that we will never delete a single video game from your digital library once you purchase it, even if the license is revoked or something like that. I don't think they can make that promise because their contracts probably don't allow for it. With Steam, they work that into their contracts with whoever sells video games on their platform. So we don't got to worry about that. But with PlayStation, I don't think that's possible. I don't think that's possible. I'm just curious that if they were to come out with a statement like that, would that put people's minds at ease? Probably not, because we just saw you take away 500 movies. We just saw you take away 500 movies, right? So that's why I'm saying, I don't know. I don't know if it would really mean anything at the end of the day for most people if they were to hear that, right? I don't think it would. But, and then on top of that too, you have variable pricing, which pisses off so many of your consumers. I don't know, man. Sanguine says the lawsuit against Sony may force them to include other storefronts on their hardware, which means Steam and GOG, or who knows who else. Yeah, I doubt it, bro. I doubt it. I don't see why Steam would want to play ball with Sony when Sony left them. I don't see why that's going to happen. They don't even play ball with Epic Games. Why would they do that? Sony fans will say this is a good deal. Maybe they will. I think that Sony fans will definitely be more open to listening. I think they could definitely win the shills back at least if they say something like that. But keep in mind, guys, just as a reminder, 13 years ago, PlayStation was literally making fun of Xbox for doing the exact same thing. PlayStation was making fun of them, and they ran an entire physical media campaign talking about how important it is to own physical games, how in this world physical game collecting is important for their consumers. And 13 years later, that entire thing is thrown out the window. So even if they make a promise today, their promises don't mean shit. No offense to the Sony boys. No offense. But their promises don't mean a fucking thing, right? The Sony ponies hate PC will say this is all right while everything is burning down around them. Yeah, and I mean, at that point, you kind of get what you deserve, you know? You get what you deserve. Like, if you cheer on certain things that you know are bad for your platform, but they're better for your ego, then you really don't deserve to have that platform long term. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, what do you want me to say? Right? These are the people who will literally cheer on exclusivity, knowing that PlayStation is going to make less money by going exclusive. There's no debate there. There's no debate there. Like, your video games will make less money the less platforms it's available on. There's no debate there. It's not just PlayStation, just period. That's just what it is, right? If you're making video games and you're selling them on only one platform, you're going to make less than if you sold them on all platforms. That's just what it is. So you have the Sony boys and Xbox boys out there that are just like cheering for the exclusives. They're like, please make all your games exclusive. We want to fuck the PC guys or something like that. You know, we want to screw them over. We want to take away our games from them. Like, bro, if you're out there advocating for your company to make less money because it helps you in your console war ego shit, are you really a fan of the platform, or do you just hate PC? Like, what is that coming? Like, where is that coming from? You know? Because oh my God, Lauren Blade, I was just gonna say that, bro. Wow. I was literally about to say that, and I saw your comment. Bro, Capcom is the literal example of how you should run a company in terms of selling video games. You could think what you want about their video games. That's fine. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the way they sell video games. Capcom releases their video games everywhere. They don't give a fuck. They're whores, right? Spread your legs everywhere. And what ended up happening is by releasing their video games day one, right? Day one, day and date on every single platform. What ended up happening? Capcom ended up becoming a PC primary platform. Because when you release your video games day and date everywhere, chances are most of the video games is going to be top on PC. Isn't that hilarious? They're a majority PC platform company now. And this is the Capcom that was known for being like super console heavy. Resident Evil's being super console heavy. Even Monster Hunter, super console heavy. Now, that's not the case anymore. It took a few years to get there, but they're definitely PC majority now. They've even said so themselves. And the number keeps going higher. But the point is, they would have never got to that point if they would have said, yeah, we'll just play exclusivity games and we'll stay on consoles. We'll stay on consoles. It'll be fine. You know? There's a huge market out there that they decided to tap into, and now it's huge for them. So, again, if you're advocating for taking away video games and trying to make them exclusive, all you're doing is hurting the platform that you're supposedly cheering for. And the only reason why a lot of these guys are cheering for that is because they want to take away video games from people for whatever that reason is, because they hate them or something. I don't really know. But that's just what it is. So, who knows at this point? They put almost their whole library on PC. I know. They even released Dino Crisis. They released Dino Crisis, the originals, on PC as well. So, Capcom fell off a long time ago. I don't know if they fell off a long time ago. I think they're doing better than they have in a long time, personally. I really enjoyed Pragmata. I thought Pragmata was pretty good. Resident Evil Requiem was okay for the most part. It wasn't like mind-blowing or anything. Pragmata was really good, though. I really enjoyed it. And the problem with Monster Hunter Wilds is that the game ran like shit on PC, and they disrespected a PC audience really bad with that game. And that game taught them the lesson not to release a game bad on PC, and they haven't ever since then. But Monster Hunter Wilds, running as bad as it did, and it still runs pretty bad for some people, that was a bad move. That was a bad move by Capcom. They should have did much better with that. Because look at the numbers, man. The numbers don't lie. Monster Hunter Wilds was insane on the PC platform. It did crazy numbers. Disgusting numbers, bro. I think it was like 1.4 million concurrent players. And then it completely dropped. So, anyway, that's basically it. I do think that this is going to be a major contention for a lot of people now. And I think that the choice to pick a platform just became a lot more muddied. It became a lot more muddied. I think that people choosing the platform, between PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, and PC, I think that if you were not thinking about if you were not thinking about Nintendo, like if Nintendo's not even in your mind and you're only thinking about Xbox, PlayStation, and PC, I think that line just got really blurred. I think it got really blurred. I think there was a definitive line beforehand between Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam. I think there was, or PC. I think there was a real, like, pretty definitive line, but now that line is blurred. And when you blur those lines, it's not going to be blurred in your favor, like consoles. It's going to be blurred in the favor of the open-ended platform, which is PC. That's what I think is going to happen here. And to be honest with you, it's already been happening. The PC platform has been growing exponentially. It is massive now. Steam is the biggest platform. It's bigger than PlayStation. It's bigger than Xbox. Strictly talking about the Xbox accounts. I'm not talking about their mobile accounts or anything like that these people like to throw in there. They tried to say Xbox has 500 million users. Like, bro, that's including the fucking, what is it, 350 million users from mobile. Let's relax there for a second. PlayStation's at like 130 something million, 140 million. Steam is almost at 200 million. The last number that I know of was like 180 some odd million. And that's by doing nothing. Almost nothing anyway. You know? And again, just to reiterate, Steam isn't perfect. Steam isn't perfect. Steam is Steam, in my opinion, is the best choice out of all of them, but that doesn't mean that they're perfect. People think that if you choose the best choice and it makes that you're trying to say that platform it's perfect. It's not. It's not. I'm not even going to lie to you. I am going to be making a GOG account. And I never had one. But I like what they're doing so much. And I like that competition that they're giving to Steam that I'm actually thinking about opening a GOG account. I really am. And I never had one before. Steam will fall apart when Gabe dies. I don't believe that. You want to know why I don't believe that? Because Gabe is not even running Steam most of the time these days anyway. Gabe doesn't run Valve. Gabe has said that already. He's pretty much been in semi-retirement for years now. Gabe has not been running Valve. Gabe just handles like a little bit of the back-end stuff. He might be there for some major decisions, but ultimately he doesn't run Valve anymore. He hasn't for a long time. You know? So I don't think that's going to happen. I think that they know. How can you not have a GOG account yet? I just don't. I don't have a GOG account. It'll be like when Steve Jobs died that Apple turned to shit. I mean, it's possible. But Apple was already public before Steve Jobs died. Steam is not public. What I think is going to happen is that the Steam employees know how good they have it. I'm sure they know how good they have it, right? You're talking about a private company that makes $20 billion a year that has 335 employees. You could pay every single one of those employees $1 million and you'll still have plenty of money left over. Right? Think about that. Most Steam employees are some of the highest paid employees in the entire gaming industry. It's not even close. It's not even close. The average salary of a Steam employee is disgustingly high. There's a reason why a lot of them don't quit. You know? So I don't think, like, when you look at that, and the executives are ridiculously paid as well. So when you look at that, they're not going to want to fuck up a good thing. Why would they want to fuck up a good thing? They have no reason to. When you rock the boat like that, stupid, right? And I think they're ran by a very old school philosophy that is still around. And you could say it's because of Gabe, but I think he ingrained that in a lot of the people that are taking over Steam.